Hello everyone. A little bit back, I can't tell you when, a few weeks ago, I got this kit. This is a Creative Kids kit. It's a Dollar Tree kit. When you look for these things, they're not in the craft section, they're in the kids section. There's a little section of kids stuff that has craft kits in it. And I've gotten different things there that were a lot of fun. And there's all kinds of online videos for making these feathers, but I grabbed the kit because I wanted to see what it had in it and what I thought about it, that kind of thing. So honestly, you don't need this kit, but it was something I grabbed and I wanted to show it to you. So I have the kit and the things in it, and I'll show you what's in it in a few minutes. But anytime I do anything with string and knots, I always use something to hold things. Well, I usually use this. This is a legal size clipboard. You can't really see it, but it's long, and therefore, because of the video, it's not going to work. I use it at my desk all the time to do things, but today, because it's a little too long, I have a bulldog clip that I'm going to just pop right there, and we'll put our thread in that. You could use a shorter clipboard. You could use a heavy piece of cardboard or something that you could put a bulldog clip on. Anything that you can hold this with. That's the point. Let's see, I had it open. Okay. It comes with some baker's twine that's pink. This is pretty heavy baker's twine. It's kind of the real kind. It is a twisted string. Do you see how that it's twisted? And you kind of need this kind of string for this project, simply because you're going to want to untwist it after the fact. And the instructions. It has single twist cotton string. Okay. It says to cut 40 6-inch strings, then cut two 19-inch strings, and fold the 19-inch ones in half, and take the two folded 19-inch strings and tie a knot at the top, making a loop. So we're going to cut the two 19-inch ones first, because that's way easier than... Just a minute. We have to have a ruler. I didn't think about the ruler. Okay, this is 14 inches. So let's undo this. Oh, good. Don't see how it undoes. There we go. For some unknown reason, it's got both strings wrapped around it. That's okay. That's folded in half or something. That means I can cut both my twos real easy. Okay, we need 19 inches. That's 14 plus 4, no, plus 5. Make sure you can count. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of this part. And here's where something to clamp it down works, because if you put this under a clamp, you've got hold of it, and you can work with it much easier than if it's just loose. Now then, let's see if this is what I think it is. I think this book is about 6 inches, so Yes, it is. So to make my life easier, I'm not going to measure. This book is about 6 inches. And so I am going to just do this. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, I think that's actually a couple extras, so we'll not worry about that. These do not have to be exact. That much I will tell you, because later down the road, you're going to tie these on, and then you're going to trim them off. See here, we're at the last step, we're going to trim it into shape. Therefore, I'm not worrying if they're exactly the right size. I have some left over, so if I decide I need it longer, I can make it longer. For the time being, this is fine. Now, the instructions say to, okay, here, I should have started here. You fold one string in half, lay it underneath the 19-inch strings. There's a loop on one side, ends on the other, and you put the ends through the loop. Then you do that, the same thing on the opposite side. So we're just going to fold this in half, tuck it under like this, go over the top, and pull. And then we're going to do it the other way. We're going to put the loop on the other side. Now, I am going to tell you that I tested this out. Oops, you have to do it this way. And I'm not fond of their instructions. I'll show you why in just a minute. Let me get a few on here. Okay, I'm going to bring this in now so you can see why I don't like this. All right, what we are doing is we are putting one string on at a time. There's the loop, and You put this through there like so, and then we move it up. Well, because of that, you end up, even if I push it up tight, there's space between each of these. Do you see how this jumps back and forth like that? I really didn't like that. I was testing it on other threads, so I didn't like this. So I'm not fond of the instructions that came with the kit. There are so many videos out there, and I'm going to show you instead what I think is a better way to do this. Let me just get these all off of here. It might use more thread, but it gives a much nicer look to the piece. Those will just undo very easily. See, they just undo. So, okay, so if we use 2 pieces and we put 1 piece on top, and then we take this other piece and we take the ends and we go over the top of this one under the string. Just a minute, I have to get my fingers out of the way. And through the loop. So in other words, this string goes over and then through the loop, right? It's making a square knot. And this is kind of old macrame stuff, you know. It just, the one on each side just left too much of a space. I just didn't like it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just do that again. Got my thread laid over the top. And this thread is soft, so it's a little harder to possibly work with, but it works. One like that. Trying to do it where my fingers are out of the way, sorry. And one like that. And pull. Okay, and if you pull it tight and then slide it up, you don't end up with that space in between each set of threads. So this might take more thread than the 40, but I had plenty of leftover. So it's, you know, it's one of those things where it's your decision what you want it to look like, but I just did not like the looks of that the other way. So I'm going to get this finished up. I'm going to have to speed this up, so I'm not going to say anything for just a minute or two, and I'll be back when I get done. Okay, so that is roughly my 40 strings, and because I've used double the number that they use, I kind of feel like I want to make this a little longer. So I have more than enough string to do that. So I'm just going to cut some more strings and make it, you know, about this long. I think that see, right now it's only 3 inches long, and I'm thinking I want it about 5 inches long, maybe a little shorter, maybe 4.5. It's going to get all trimmed up, so it's not going to be as wide as this anyways, but I think I just would like to have it a little longer. So I'm going to go ahead, since I have all this string, and make some more and finish it out. Now I will say that this string is very soft, and because it's really soft, it's got I might have undone it a little bit and let it rest before I started this project, had I thought about it, because the wrinkles in it make it a little harder to work with. You do need something that has the twist in it, just simply because we're going to undo those twists to make it kind of fluffy later. I don't want to cut more than I'm going to use, just because I just don't. So we'll just see if that's enough. And I went ahead and cut them 6 inches long, even though the bottom is going to be narrower. One of the last things you want to do is try to fight with short strings. This string is not that expensive, and if I had to fight every time I wanted to work with it, the 6-inch length is nice to work with, even if I cut it off to be 2 inches. It's just so much easier to have enough to hold on to. This is another thing that I wasn't exactly happy with as far as the end of this goes. It says to keep repeating the steps until you've covered the string. Well, I'm not going to do that whole thing, partially because I know what I want this for. I want this for a journal piece, you know, like journal jewelry and things. I don't want it huge. If I was making, I don't know, a decorative piece to hang on a plant hanger or something like that, it might be different. But anyways, there's no discussion about this, about how this finishes down here. And if you hadn't noticed, you can slide this knot right off. So I really don't like that can slide off of there like that. So what I did was, let's find the ends. I just need one piece, really, probably. So I have this one piece, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these strings and the end of this string, and about halfway down it, I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm just using a granny knot, you know. Okay. And then on the other side, I take that same string and I take another one of these from the center and I tie another granny knot. It ties everything off just a little bit so that the rest of my strings can't pull off the end. Okay? It just adds a little bit of safety, because it's not going to be just hung up and looked at. It's going to be put on a journal, and I don't want those strings coming off. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, as per our instructions, is to undo all of these strings, to pull the string ends apart, unraveling them for a fringed look. Okay, I'm going to tell you this part is kind of, you know, it takes a while. So you just kind of undo these. And frankly, a big needle helps a lot. Forgot to get that out. Where'd it go? I just have a great big needle, and I just took it and put it in the string. Oops, let's put it in the middle where you can see. And then I take the next string and I put it down here, and I just untwist from the bottom. Sometimes this is going to be a little harder, so it's going to take a little longer. You just have to unfringe this like so. Well, it's just not wanting to unfringe. If you have a metal comb or something, that might work too. But let me say, I did this a little bit backwards to what they say to do, okay? Because, all right, right now you're trying to unfringe these whole pieces. Well, if you trim this off and shape it up the way you want it to shape, and then unfringe it, you're not unfringing quite so much, because I'm going to trim this down. I'm going to take it. Okay, let's see. Okay, come here. You just don't be doing that. Let's take it off the board now. Okay. And I'm probably going to have to pick it up so that I can do it. Turn it over. Okay, there's some I missed, and that's okay. And we're going to have to finish fluffing it up and trimming it anyways. We're not done yet. But if I have less to unfringe, Okay, I don't like the top of that quite so well. There we go. It makes it easier to unfringe it if I don't have quite such long pieces that I have to get the twist out of. And this, frankly, is good if you watch movies or TV. It's a really good thing to do on television while you're watching television. And I think I have a metal comb that is used for quilling, and I'm going to go see if I can find it and see if that would work. I don't know if it'll work. Frankly, I've been using the needle, and it's one of those things that it's time consuming to undo these. Now, you wouldn't have to. You could leave it like that, but it's much prettier once you get all of the stuff undone. Let me go see if I can find that comb. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did have this comb. This is it's a quilling tool. It's called Super Looper. I have not even used it because I'm still learning to quill. I haven't done much of that, but it's not got any sharp points, so we're just going to see if it works. If it does, it will save us some time. Okay, they have to use the tighter edge. Okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you that this thing made that job so much faster. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. It just dawned on me just now about that I had that. So, you know, if you wanted to make a bunch of these, that might be something worth looking for. Like I said, on my test ones, I used a needle. I just used a needle for all of them. And I'm going to show you my test ones here in just a minute. But first, let's finish trimming this up. We're going to lay it back out. Because after you fluff it all up like that, you kind of have to go back and do another trim. It just... And there we have our fun little leaf, feather, whatever you want to call them. Now, this thread that came in the kit is more on the order of regular baker's twine. It's pretty thick, it's twisted kind of thing. These are baker's twines that I got at Dollar Tree. They're much thinner. At the same time, they both came from Dollar Tree, and if you can tell, there's a difference in their thickness. Okay. Don't know why, but there is. This one I thought came from Dollar Tree too, but it's on a different kind of spool, so I don't know if that's where I got it or not. And I'm pretty sure I got this one elsewhere. This is a just a solid black one, and it's thicker than these. So these are baker's twine, but they're just different thicknesses. Okay, where did my little babies go? Oh, there they are. They're hiding under the box. Oh dear. I hope you saw those. These are the baker's twines that I played with. And these are the feathers. And see how tiny this baker's twine is? Excuse me. And I really love it. I think it's great. I made a tiny little feather to go with these other feathers. And this black one is a little closer to the pink one. But I think these three are going to get used together, like so. In something from one of my journals. So guys, I promised to review the kit. Like I said, I'm not pleased with their instructions. I think you're much better off using a square knot and going from there. Seeing how I'm making these for a journal, this heavier cord, this heavier baker's twine is not really something I would likely use again. I like the smaller baker's twines that I got, and these, you can still get these at Dollar Tree. I don't know what colors they have. I haven't gotten any in a long time, because when it first came into Dollar Tree, I got all the colors that they had, I think. So, you know, they're a lot of fun. It's not going to work well with just regular yarn or something like that, because you can't fluff it out. I imagine you could make one. It just isn't gonna open up and have that fluffy look to it. So I hope that was fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. And while this has gotten long, I do plan on speeding up a lot of this, just simply to make it a lot easier to watch. But for now, guys, go have fun. Make some art. Bye-bye.